Dr. Breuer, I must see you on a matter of life or death. Meet me at 9 tomorrow morning at the Café Russe.
A matter of life or death.
How are you doing today?
Very well, sir. Thank you for asking.
See you in a while.
I've been working in the office. Well,
Dr. Breuer? Blue Salome.
How do you do?
May I?
Would you like a coffee?
Yes, cafe latte.
Waiter, cafe latte, please.
My friend is preparing to kill himself. This man's death would have momentous consequences for me, for you, for all of the world.
Who is this friend?
The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche.
Nietzsche? Should I know of him?
Not yet, but in time we shall all know of him.
How do we confirm a truth? Because truth is arrived at through disbelief and skepticism and not through some childlike wishing something worse. So, the desire to be in God's hands is not truth. It is a child's wish for the everlasting blow to the nipple. We have evolutionary theory. Evolutionary theory scientifically demonstrates God's redundancy. So Darwin himself had not the courage to follow his evidence to its true conclusion. So, where are we? Surely you must realize we all have created God, and all of us together have killed him. God is dead.
My friend is sick.
What is the nature of his illness?
Headaches. Tormenting headaches.
My dear lady, I will see your friend. I'm a physician.
I know you can cure his physical condition. That is not why I'm here. Nietzsche suffers from the deepest despair. That is what I ask you to heal.
I cannot cure despair.
But you can, doctor. I have a spy. My brother, a medical student, attended the class which you described a new technique, the talking cure. Now, I can arrange to steer Nietzsche to your office, but he must believe you're treating only his headaches.
Tell me, is yours a Russian accent?
It is.
Well, perhaps the people in Russia believe in sorcerers, but sorry, Fräulein. I am Austrian. I have no magic to offer you.
May I walk you back to your hotel?
I would enjoy that, but my wife will be watching from the window. I have a duty.
Duty? It is my duty to be free of duty. Doctor, save Nietzsche.
I'm sorry. I had hoped it was hepatitis.
how long do I have?
It is best you put your affairs in order.
Please, doctor. How long?
Please, tell us.
3 to 6 months.
Are you all right, Doctor?
Make sure the Pfeiffers are never billed again.
Of course.
And cancel all their outstanding debts to me.
Of course. Fräulein Salome has suddenly arrived. A very grand young woman.
Show her in.
But Frau Ewald has been waiting for hours.
Frau Becker!
Fräulein Salome.
Dr. Breuer.
I see you like to do things for yourself. Doesn't that deprive men the pleasure of serving you?
We both know that some of the services men provide are not necessarily good for vermin.
The habits of a lifetime are not easily extinguished, my dear. Your future husband will need extensive retraining.
No husband for me. Ever. I would not do that to a man. With you use this new technique. Do not attempt to use this mesmerism method with Nietzsche. Our patient would refuse to engage in any process he perceives as surrendering his power to another.
And are you responsible for our patient's despair?
He believes I am.
Where has God gone? I shall tell you. God is dead. We all have killed him. You, and I.
God will burn you in hell!
After the death of Buddha, his shadow was shown for centuries in caves. A gruesome, gruesome shadow.
God will punish you, you Satan!
Well, given the way of people, there may still be caves, thank you, for thousands of years in which God's shadow will still be shown. Vanquish the shadow within yourself!
Friedrich, need to lose Salome. Brilliant poet from Russia.
Fascinating lecture to fall on so few ears. Why are people so afraid of you, Professor?
Oh, truth is a fearsome thing.
Why do you say God is dead, and not that he never existed?
What do you think?
That God has ceased to be a reckoning force in people's lives.
An interesting interpretation.
But if God is dead, then everything is permitted. No morals, no rules. Without God, who will organize our society? What is the solution to your godless proposition?
From what stars have we dropped down to each other here? Have it is in.
I was immediately attracted to him, seduced by his intellect. We could say so much to each other with half sentences, mere gestures. He became obsessed, proposing marriage after our first meeting. I was attracted to him, but not romantically. I wanted to learn, not to submit. My refusal turned his love into hatred. He wrote me these crazed, insulting letters. Then he wrote about killing himself.
So if I understand you correctly, you want me to persuade Nietzsche that his life is worth living, but I must accomplish this without him knowing it.
You are the only doctor qualified for this psychological treatment.
Frau Ewald is still waiting and still suffering.
One more thing. You must read his books.
I shall do everything I can to help your friend.
Good night, Dr. Breuer.
Good night.
Straight home, Fishman.
Just stay calm, Nick.
Sigmund! Where are you racing to?
The most charming woman in Vienna has invited me for dinner.
Her more charming husband is on his way home this very minute. Jump in, Ziggy. I diagnosed liver cancer today.
Never get used to my patients dying.
Well, get used to it, young Dr. Freud.
The children are eating. Say hello to them.
My little chickens.
See what I mean, Ziggy? He hardly talks to me.
Oh, by the way, I've taken on a new patient. I haven't met him yet. Suicidal tendencies. As always, it starts with a woman.
But Joseph, love sickness is not a medical condition.
The story gets even better. Because the woman feels guilty, she wants me to sneak in a cure for his psychological distress, while at the same time I address his physical ailments.
Surely you're not going to attempt this.
I have already agreed.
Why?
I don't even know myself. Perhaps I need a challenge like this. You cannot say no to this woman. She could persuade a horse to lay eggs.
Our plan is working. Dr. Overbeck has persuaded Nietzsche to consult you. Neither I nor Nietzsche shall ever forget your kindness in these.
The professor is here.
Send him in. Good day, Herr Professor. Please have a seat. Tell me about your illness.
Would it be more efficient to review my previous consultations?
I'm sure they're excellent physicians, thank you. But I make my own diagnosis before reviewing those of my colleagues, just as I prefer to see a play before reading the reviews. Tell me, Professor, to what extent does melancholia accompany these migraine attacks?
I have my black periods, but who does not? They do not have me. They're not of my illness, but of my being.
A life dominated by black periods is a breeding ground for despair.
Despair? No. Perhaps once, but not now. No. I'm just pregnant. Here. My headaches are the labor pains from my new book.
What book?
Zarathustra. A young prophet, bursting with wisdom and courage and truthfulness, decides to enlighten the people.
I teach you the Übermensch. Man is something that must be overcome. What have you done to overcome man? What is the ape to man? A laughing stock or a thing of shame. Just that man shall be to the Übermensch.
The people refuse to understand his words, and the prophet, realizing he's come too soon, returns to his solitude. So, like Zarathustra, I come too soon.
I must ask you a personal question. Physical well-being is not separable from social and psychological well-being. Is there someone with whom you have...
You're referring to sex, Doctor?
Well,
I have found that a flash of bestial pleasure is followed by hours of self-loathing, so such herd pleasures are not for me.
But is there a woman in your life?
Every time I have attempted to build a footbridge to others, I have been betrayed. First there was the composer, Richard Wagner. I have suffered because of him. And later my best friend, with that woman.
Tell me more about that woman.
And why?
It's connected to your illness. Trust me on this.
I cannot afford to trust again.
Then I believe, Herr Professor, that we can proceed no further. Have a safe journey home, Herr Professor.
Stupid! Stupid animal! Hey, stop! Stop it! Stop it! Hey, out! Leave the horse alone! Leave it! Leave it! Herr Professor! Are you all right?
Can we meet again?
Friday afternoon, same time?
Good night.
Breathe deeply, Bertha. Did you have any dreams last night?
Yes. I dreamt you were making love to me.
Really?
Yes.
I'm just going to examine you. Don't worry. This is perfectly normal.
What do you do? No,
Procedure.
No. What? No, no! Stop it! No, stop
How could you? What are you doing, Dr. Breuer? That was horrible! Horrible!
Dr. Breuer, you are now a free man.
Go back to Russia, you syphilitic whore! He's mine! No! He's mine! He's mine! He is mine! He is mine! He is mine! He's mine!
There was a time in our lives when we were so close that nothing seemed to obstruct our friendship, when only a footbridge separated us. I asked you, do you want to cross the footbridge to me? But you did not want to. What do you make of it, Siggy?
I'm not sure. Let's reason it out. The first man can no longer cross because he feels he is submitting his power to the other person.
Yes, you're right. He interprets any expression of positive sentiment as a bid for power. It makes it almost impossible to get close to him. It's all here.
I see it.
And reveal his identity?
And why not? Perhaps if you lend this book to Ziggy, you won't hide in your study all night reading it.
Matilda, stop.
What am I to do when I watch you withdraw more and more from me and the children? First that woman, now this Nietzsche.
Friedrich? Nietzsche?
To this day, I regret listening to you. The transfer of Bertha to another doctor remains one of the great shames of my life. Excellent books.
Very few copies have been sold.
Then your publisher is a fool for not championing these with his life's blood. You're writing short, brief sentences, but...
It is my ambition to say in 10 sentences what others say in a whole book.
As to your migraines, I believe their fundamental cause lies in stress, due to upsetting events in your work, your family, your personal relationships.
I've given up teaching. I have no home to look after, no wife to quarrel with, no children to discipline. I have no obligations to anyone. I have no stress.
Your extreme isolation is stress in itself.
Great thinkers choose their own company, no? Undisturbed by the mob. Consider Thoreau, Spinoza, Buddha.
Professor, stress is our enemy. My task is to help you reduce stress in your life. I propose that you enter my Lausanne clinic for 1 month of observation and treatment. We have new medications for migraine. I will visit you daily.
I'm unable to pay for such services.
Money doesn't matter to me. It will be free.
And why are you doing this?
You came to me for help. I offer it. I'm a doctor.
Far too simple. Human motivation is far more complex. What is your motive?
Why are you here?
Because of strong pressure from my friends and my headaches. I ask again, what is your motive if you don't request payment for such services?
One practices one's profession. A cobbler cobbles, a baker bakes, a doctor doctors. Why do you write? Why philosophize? You earn nothing from your work.
I do not claim I philosophize for you. Whereas you, Doctor, continue to pretend that your motive is to serve me. And such claims have nothing to do with human motivation. Now, what are your motives?
My motives?
Yes.
My motives? Who can answer such a question? I believe you are destined to become a great philosopher. My mission is to aid you in becoming who you are.
So you as my savior can become even greater?
I did not say that. Do you know my patients are the leading scientists, artists, and musicians in Vienna?
Yes, and at this moment, you use their eminence to enhance your authority with me.
I will never exploit your name.
I will still be used by you.
Nonsense!
Pity, your charity, your techniques to help me, to manage me. All of these make you stronger at my expense.
This is a perfect example of why you cannot dissect your own psyche. Your vision is blurred, Professor. You need help. You are about to make a mistake. Then go already. You crazed, deluded creature.
Shabbat Shalom.
Come here.
Your patient, Nietzsche, he is dying in my hotel.
Get me some ice. Dear God. Bring me some blankets.